What's going on YouTube? Darksword255 here, and if you have not already heard, Warwick jungle is getting nerfed yet again. So in today's video, we will be going over those changes, what to expect, and my response for this entire matter. Alrighty guys, so in patch 2520, which is the next upcoming patch, there are a lot of big changes happening to the game. Volibear notably is getting nerfed, thank God. Kiana notably getting nerfed, thank God. But also, for whatever reason, Warwick is getting nerfed here. So let's go ahead and read the response that was given to why they are nerfing Warwick. Okay, in particular, Warwick players typically resonate more with being unkillable, being fast, and hunting and damage. We're taking power out of his damage instead of any of his attributes. So, really interesting take there. So what are they going to be doing? His AD growth is going from 2.75 down to 2.5, and his attack speed growth is going from 2.3% down to 2%. Yes, while that is not a massive nerf, nerfing a champion like Warwick, who has already been nerfed I don't know how many times at this point, and not really buffed when he has organically some terrible stats, is a little bit of a miss in my opinion. So this is what I went ahead and said. I stated, in particular, Warwick players typically resonate more with being unkillable, being fast, and hunting and damage. Unkillable, being fast, damage where? You lose 100% of the speed if you take any damage, and you have one of the slowest base movement speeds of all champions and can be easily kited. Damage, oh, that thing you nerfed in the last patch, making Warwick's early game terrible by nerfing his on-hit healing. Again, has some of the most worst base stats in the game. Unkillable, take any damage and you can't catch anybody anymore. Get CC'd so you can't lifesteal and die instantly because your entire champ is entirely extremely item dependent. Stop balancing champions for low elo players and balance them for the top end. These last couple of nerfs towards Warwick just show the balance team has no idea what they're talking about. And this is what I wanted to address, guys. If we look at Warwick's win rate comparatively to all other elos, this is what I'm talking about. So first, let's go ahead and look at Diamond Plus. Diamond Plus A tier, 50% win rate, not bad. That's a pretty balanced champion according to Diamond Plus. But let's start to get into the meat and potatoes of Warwick at genuine high elo. I jump into Diamond 2 Plus. He goes from that 50% win rate, which is crazy that this isn't like combined together, because why? It should just be all of Diamond. Why is it just Diamond 2 Plus? Anyways, when we jump up to Diamond 2 Plus, his win rate goes down to 49%. 49%. So he's rated a B champion, and this is with a 2,700-ish match pool to showcase this. Let's go ahead and jump up to Masters. Wow, he drops even more, 49.5% win rate, and this is around 1,300 matches. And guys, keep in mind that this is in the jungle role. Now, obviously, we can look at like Challenger and Grandmaster. Look at the sample size between, you know, between this. And really, if you do the all, like overall all ranks, yes, it does show that he has a 52% win rate, but Challenger, for example, which has 64 games, has a 60% win rate. Like, this is an unbelievable, like, boosting all the stats. So if we get rid of like this really low sample size and we just kind of look at the main like meat and potatoes of where a lot of people are playing Warwick, which is Diamond Plus, he has a terrible win rate. Obviously, if we look, you know, let's look at Emerald. Of course, he has a high win rate in low elo because people don't know how to punish him. Let's look at Platinum, S plus and Platinum, because people don't know how to deal with him. As in all champions that nobody knows how to necessarily deal with at low elo. So, I mean, people obviously at high elo know how to abuse Warwick. It's very obvious, and people just kind of, you know, we're not buffing for the high end, we're buffing for the low end. And I think that that is not the proper way to be buffing champions. I also want to note this. Let's go ahead, guys, and we are going to be looking at the tier chart for jungle currently. Kiana is getting a big nerf, so she will be dropping down, and so is Volibear. Volibear is down here at 15. But let's keep in mind, let's look at this, guys. Kindred has been absolutely dominating in Diamond 2 Plus. And let's go ahead. Let's jump up to Masters. Kindred still 52% win rate. Let's jump up to Grandmaster. Kindred 52% win rate. How is this possible, guys? Kindred has not been touched forever, but we are nerfing Warwick again for like the 80th time. So Kindred is a powerhouse, not touched, right? Belveth, powerhouse, not touched. Talon, powerhouse, not touched. For whatever reason, we buffed Lee Sin because not enough people were playing him. S plus, by the way. Diana jungle, kind of a little bit niche. Okay. You know, Rek'Sai also pretty high win rate. So these are the champions that have not been touched in an unbelievable amount of time. But for whatever reason, we are going to be nerfing Warwick. Let's go all the way down and find where Warwick is. Awesome. So we are going to be nerfing the champion that is a B rank, level 39, rank 39 on this list with a 49% win rate. This is the champion that we are nerfing, by the way. Please, can we make that make sense? And yes, it is a very small nerf. I acknowledge that. But why are we nerfing Warwick on repeat when the champion has a lot of glaring issues? He's very buggy. He has a lot of problems with his kit in general. And you could absolutely easily abuse Warwick in many different ways that could easily be remedied. And I would even be more accepting if he had less base stats, but his kit made up for them. Currently, it doesn't. I would be okay with Warwick having terrible base stats, but having his W not be able to be stopped out of, like, it would be in combat and out of combat. If that was possible, then I would be okay with him having really low base stats, even lower than they already are. They're already terrible. I would be okay with that. You know, even having his Q be 100 mana as a non-AP champion, which is ridiculous, by the way. Like, I would be okay with that. But again, I don't understand these nerfs. Are they huge nerfs? No. You will kind of slightly feel them if you know, on the higher end of things, and kind of depending on what you are building. I am not somebody who builds the standard Stridebreaker Bork. I kind of play dependent on what is happening in the game. So, you know, I'm just going to have to adjust myself a little bit more. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this nerf is justified when all of these other OP champions who have not been touched yet again? Like, look at these matches, dude. Like, again, you know, minus Kiana, almost 6,600, almost 6,700 matches for Kindred. Again, these champions aren't touched. And then we're buffing Jax also. That's another crazy buff. Let me know, guys, what you think. I think that this is kind of ridiculous. I'm still going to be playing Warwick, obviously. Let me know, guys, down in the comments, and I'll see everybody in the next video.